political party in sub-Saharan Africa. To join you this evening, we've come from across the nation, the 36th state of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our state youth leaders, 37 of them plus FCT, the zonal youth leaders, 6 of them, myself, and various support groups such as VAT Vanguard, Project Beyond, Nature, Nigerian Youth Parliament, whose speaker is here, youth leaders from the Jagaban movement. We used to call it Jagaban Army, but they were trembled during the election. We changed the name to the Jagaban movement. Abat Media, Progressive Young Women's Forum, the Student Support Group, Persons Living with Disability, Lobito Group, City Boys Movement, the Progressive Forum, National Youth Council of Nigeria, Project Beyond, and others. We've all come here, first, Daddy, to appreciate you and to congratulate you formally for your success in the election, because you made the job easy for us by being a man of stellar performance, a man of result, a man of impact, by investing in yourself and investing in people for over 30 years. And so it was easy for us to go out there to market you to the Nigerian people during the last election because of the investment that you have also made before time. And to congratulate you that we were not let down, and to thank God on your behalf for the victory that we had in that election. It wasn't a rosy one. There were challenges. We were ostracized. We lost friends. We lost family members. We were abused. We were attacked. We were called names. I have a youth leader here from Gombe State that was shot in his community on election day because the opposition wanted to rig and was trying to defend our vote. We all paid prices, both as state youth leaders, zonals, and even as youth stakeholders of the party in various support groups, including the PCC Youth Wing. And we thank the Almighty God that today we are all here to celebrate that we have been able, as youth of this party, to produce a president and commander-in-chief of Nigeria. I think it was Mr. President, we also want to come to say a big thank you for what you have begun to do. They have called you Baba Go Fast for the remarkable impact that you have made from your swearing in. First announcing that subsidy is gone and putting Nigeria on a trajectory of progress and making tough decisions, which is what leadership is all about. If only the decisions that you have made in the last 60 days thereabout have been made in the last 60 years of our independence, Nigeria will be a better country than what it is today. The student loan that you have introduced in your first month in office, the food security initiative that you announced last week, the deregulation of the forex sector, which has now been what some would call maybe the floating of naira, some have called it different names, but it's strictly deregulating the financial sector and forex. The impact, although is on a long term, but it is a decision that we believe will put Nigeria on the trajectory of change and progress and will help our country to rise to a level that we can be proud of. We want to thank you for your boldness and your courage. There's no doubt that is why you are called the Lion of Bodinot, because you fear nothing or no one when it comes to doing the right thing for the Nigerian people. Your Excellency, we also want to thank you for carrying along some of our young people, including my brother and friend, Mr. Shebu Dada, who is privileged to now be on your team here at the Villa. Shebu has worked tirelessly for our party over the last 6-7 years of the Buhari administration, and it's a thing of joy to now have him here at the Villa working directly with the president that he joined hand to produce. I want to thank you today for the appointment of my sister and my colleague on the NWC, Beta Edu, who is now been named Minister Designate, and Iman, 2 young women, young people who have been appointed as ministers in this Federal Republic of Nigeria. I think it's something we should be proud of. For those who don't know, Betta is under 40. And so it's a thing of joy for us. She's just above 35. So if by all rights she's a young person herself, and to have a 36 years old lady as a minister in Nigeria today, we are very grateful, Mr. President. Mr. President, I also want to use the opportunity to thank who I will call the honorary youth leader, my brother, my childhood friend. Remember us playing together on the lawn of Marina, went to America, went to England, we kept in touch, and destiny brought us back together again, working together in the interest of Nigerian youth, my brother Sheikh Tinubu. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. President, I welcome here the Chief of Staff to the President, my own big Egbon, another city boy, Mr. Femi Gbaja, Right Honorable Femi Gbaja. And of course, the Special Advisor Revenue, Egbon Sugar. It's good to have you join us. Mr. President, I must say something about the relationship that my brother Sheyi and I are forging and the importance of that. The women have the privilege of having a woman in the villa they can run to, which is the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And in every state, they always have the First Lady to run to. I'm happy to also have as my brother and my friend, we grew up together. Many do not know that in Sheyi, that we can also say, if we need something done, I can also get his support to work with. Mr. President, as I wrap up my gratitude and go to the next phase of my remark, I want to thank you, and I want to thank my governor, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, for giving me the privilege, out of the over 10 million young people in Lagos, to sit on this chair as the national youth leader of the largest party. Your mentorship, both of you, your leadership, your guidance for me, has helped me steer the ship of the youth of our party. A challenging one. As you know, we young people are very boisterous. We have so much energy. There are things that the women would keep quiet about, but the youth, in small things, we get to spark. We have our moments, but we also have a way to come together and forge ahead to find better solutions. And the mentorship that you provided for me over the years have helped me to be able to steer the ship of the youth wing. And so, Mr. President, the second focus of our visit here, who have led my deputy youth leader and all the youth leaders from the 36th state, is because of what Martin Luther King calls the fierce urgency of now. Mr. President, all of us in this room, we had what Winston Churchill called blood, tears, and sweat in the last election. We fought vigorously to ensure that we delivered our polling unit. They abused us, they insulted us. We went to the crooks and crannies. I, for example, single-handedly went to 33 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, leading rallies and going into grassroots on Kanos, on road. And I can tell the stories of all of my youth leaders. For example, Jide Ofo in Anambra State, who had to risk the fact that he was in an hip-hop control state, and even the candidate of the Labour Party was from his state, and defied all that to continue to mobilize for us. Many of them, even from across the Southwest, some of them will state without governors like Oyo State, River State, for example, and many others, ensuring that they deliver their polling units. blood, sweat, and tears. And we have now come, based on the agitation of our young people across the country, to say we have worked. You told us to vote for Achiwaju, we vote for Achiwaju. Don't forget us, carry us along. Every day, and I'm sure my other youth leaders, they even called me, leader, what is going on? They have started compiling names for board and parastatal. Why are you not fighting for us? What are you going to get for us? And I said, no problem. I will take you to the place where it is being done. Let us come and meet the commander-in-chief. Mr. President, a committee was set up to be chaired by my Egbon to look into that board composition. We note carefully that no young person is represented on that committee. And we are demanding, sir, that you kindly look into that and have a nomination of a male and a female. Not just any male and female, sir. Youth wing of the party. I will volunteer to serve alongside any female that would love to join us. As the leader of the youth of the party. That's right. To make sure that we can push for the interest, because I went to 33 states personally, apart from traveling, and they came to us and they will keep calling. So we would love to have representation on that committee to push so that we can go back to them in 2027 and say, but we did this back for you and we did this back for you. As I wrap up, sir, I also want to note that there are interventions and palliatives being introduced to ensure that the impact of this fuel subsidy is mitigated. We would also like to have young people across the country at the various levels of implementation, including some of our youth as focal persons in each of the states. We have the young people who have capacity, who have experience, who have the prerequisite qualification, and they will do very well. Just tell us what you need. We will bring the CV to you. President, in the manifesto, we promised young people the Presidential Youth Advisory Council. We would like to work with the Chief of Staff and with your office to sit together and look at how we can implement that and ensure that we have a very robust, representative Presidential Youth Advisory Council that carries everyone along, not just the technocrats, but also the young people who went to the nooks and crannies to fight for our party in the last election. Mr. President, finally we note that our young people form about 75% of our population. There are over 7,000 appointments in government, either boards, parastatals, agencies, and many other things across. We, as the youth of the party, are requesting that you kindly, as you begin to fill those positions, consider at least 15%. We're not going to be like the women asking for 35. At least 15%. And when we say young people, in particular the youth of the party who are capturing members, so that in 2027 they can go back and proudly mobilize additional votes for us for your second term. I want to thank you, Daddy, again for seeing us, for carrying us along. We know and we are assuring Nigerians who are calling us every day that fuel is now 617 naira. We tell them it will always get very tight before it gets better. Yes. We trust and we have full confidence in the man on the steering. We know that he has the full intention to ensure that Nigeria is on the path of greatness. He's not after Nigeria's resources. He knows what to do, but he needs to ensure that it takes a decision that will give us long-term benefit and make Nigeria like America and put an end to Jackpot syndrome. Thank you, Daddy. God bless you.